Hey y'all, welcome back to a new video. I know I haven't posted in quite some time, probably close to about a month. I decided to go back to work, so I took a job working graveyard shifts, and um, it very quickly showed me how tired I am. I already knew that I was always tired, and so I don't know what even made me think that I would be able to take on a graveyard shift. I don't know that I could handle a daytime shift. Um, the last time I worked a job outside of the home was 3 years ago, and it was graveyard shifts at a casino. But that job was far less physical, I guess you would say. Um, and also, just I think the fact that I'm only 3 years older, but in that 3 years, I recently had a hysterectomy, which then put me into medical menopause. And I think the menopause itself is what is causing me the most issues right now because while I don't have typical menopause symptoms like hot flashes or, well, that's the main one you hear about is hot flashes, but I don't really have that enough to complain about. But the tiredness that I already felt all the time is definitely magnified, and the pain, like, you know, the the job I had before the casino, which was at a high school cafeteria, I was in pain every day with that job as well, but it still didn't compare to this. Um, my feet would hurt from being on my feet all day, moving around a lot, whatever. And I most certainly do know that losing some weight, would benefit that. But the pain that I was experiencing this go around was different. I did still have feet pain. I have plantar fasciitis, and so my heels hurt really bad. I tried buying new shoes, but they made my whole feet hurt, and so I ended up just wearing my old shoes. But I bought some insoles specifically for plantar fasciitis, and that did help tremendously with the heel pain. But on top of that, I also have, well, I don't know what I have, but my Achilles tendons hurt all the time, which I think can be linked to the plantar fasciitis. And I've also heard that when your Achilles tendons are tight, it's because your calf muscles are tight or short. I'm not really sure on that. But anyway, the point is my pain started at the bottoms of my feet and went up the backs of my heels. And then I started experiencing lower back pain, which that is normal for me as well, but it wasn't just lower back pain. I was having some sciatic pain, which I also have had in the past, but that was usually when I was pregnant. So, yes, you can see me in the background. I'm putting some peanut butter and regular fudge into a bowl so that I can get these dishes done. And I was eating some because, of course, it's good. So, anyway, back to why I've been gone so long here on YouTube. Um, I do want to say, first of all, that I really miss making my videos. Um, I want to give a big shout out to all YouTubers, full-time YouTubers, even YouTubers that work as well. I always knew that it took a lot of time. Well, let me rephrase that. I never knew how much time it took to put out YouTube videos until I started my channel. But I quickly learned that for me, the filming itself isn't an issue because I just film what I do. I'm not doing anything extra or special for the camera. I'm just recording what I'm doing. So the filming process is not a big deal. For me, what takes the longest is the editing, which can take hours, and, voiceover, thumbnail, all that. So when I started working, there was just no way. I was so tired, which one thing that really confused me was the fact that while I was working, I wasn't tired. I could get through my shift with no problem as far as tiredness goes. But once I would get home and actually stop, I guess, like the ride home, it's about 10-minute ride, my body would stiffen up, and it would take all I had to get out of my car and back into my house. And, um, you know, when I first started the job, the kids were still in school. So I would have to come home, wait about an hour before getting them up for school, and then about another hour before they would leave for the bus. And so usually my husband would put them on the bus. So when it was time for them to go out, I would go to bed and sleep. But when I worked at the casino, and I know I'm all over the place with this, but I just want to explain why I was going so long and where I'm at now. When I worked at the casino, I would get home in the mornings. I would get off at 7, and I would get home, and I would maybe sleep 3 hours, and then I couldn't sleep anymore, and I would get up and do what I had to do for the day, and then I would always try to lay back down in the afternoon, early evening, for a little bit of extra rest, because if I didn't, I could hardly get through the night. Like, it was excruciatingly tiresome. um, it was just very tiring, and you know, it was okay though, because in between the sleeping, I had plenty of time during the day to do other stuff. But this go around, like, I literally was sleeping all day. I would get home, like I said, the kids would leave for school, I'd go to bed, I would sleep. Now, I would wake up and eat or go to the bathroom or whatever, like you normally, like anybody, I guess, that's sleeping, wakes up to go to the bathroom. And when I would wake up, and I was hungry, I would eat and go right back to bed. And when the kids would get home, I would still be sleeping. And there were days that I would sleep until 5:30, 6 o'clock in the evening, get up, take a bath, eat, or figure out what to feed the people, and then go right back to work for 8:30 and do it all over again. And so the past month has been a blessing and a curse. I went back to work for two reasons. One, just to, I don't want to say get out of the house, because nobody wants to get out of the house at night, overnight. Um, in years past, there were times that I didn't work, and I would get tired of staying home, and so I would find a job. And for those jobs, yes, it was to just get out of the house, associate with other people, make a little bit of money, whatever. Um, this time, it was not so much for that as just to make some money to help my husband, but also just to have extra money to pay off some debt. My plan initially was to take my checks to pay off credit card debt, and then, you know, our house, geez, I am just all over the place in this video, but I'm just telling a story. This house, when we bought it almost 3 years ago, was fine, but over the past almost 3 years, our floors are getting worse and worse. We do live in a flood zone, which the house has not flooded, but underneath the house stays wet. And because our house is so low to the ground, it doesn't dry under there, and it has started messing up the under, like the subfloor. So under my floors, we have a lot of spots that are getting weak. And so our entire house, the floor needs to be pulled up and replaced with like treated plywood, at which I think we estimated for the amount of sheets that we would need to be around between $4,000 and $5,000, and that's just because it's that big of a difference because I don't know what else we would need besides just the plywood. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do that with my checks. We'll do a little bit at a time, whatever. Well, I just couldn't do it anymore. I think I had the job right around a month and maybe a little longer, I'm not sure, and I really liked the job. It was not a hard job. It was just taxing on my body. And so like the last night that I worked fine. I got off work that morning, came home, went to bed like I did every other day, and I slept. And I got up, I think between 5 and 6 that night, and I just could not wake up. I was miserable. I went and sat in my chair, and I was like just wanting to doze off, and I hadn't fed the family yet. And I just remember thinking, like, I can't do this anymore. And I had been telling my daughter that I didn't know how long I'd be able to do it because it was so exhausting. And again, not like sleepy tired exhausting, but painful exhausting. Like the pain was so bad in my body from my feet to my hips basically. And anyway, so that night I got up and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. And so I talked to my daughter about it, and because she works there as well, which so does my niece, my godchild, and my sister-in-law. And so, I talked to my daughter about it, and I talked to my manager, and I was like, I'm sorry, I just can't anymore. And I felt really bad for leaving them with no notice, and especially on a graveyard because it's hard to find people to work that shift. It's not for everybody. And so also I will miss my coworkers, uh, and I will miss the regular customers that we had. It was a gas station, and like a little, it was a gas station, but it had like really nice things in there, like gifts you could buy. I had somebody come in one time and say it was similar to, I think they said a Cracker Barrel. I don't know, I've never been in a Cracker Barrel, but you can, it's a gas station, but you can get gifts and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm rambling at this point, but so that's where I've been. I did decide to quit and stay home at least until the kids go back to school in August, and then I may try to find a day job, something that will not be as hard on the body because I just, between my chronic fatigue syndrome, if that is what I actually have, and then the added exhaustion and pain from being in medical menopause, I just can't, I'm going to have to find a job where it's not so demanding on the body. But anyway, I've gone, almost halfway through this video, and I haven't even explained a thing of what I'm doing. Clearly, I'm doing a little bit of cleaning. It's what my channel is all about. On this particular day, I decided to finally throw out my shower liner because it was disgusting. I had bought a replacement liner for it weeks and weeks ahead, before, but I had just not changed it yet. And so I went in and took the old one off, took the curtain down and washed it and hung it back up.
place, a new home for a while. Let me feel alive. Nothing to hold me back. Take my time, just enjoy the ride. A new man passing by. Life is good, best I've ever felt. Get me up, somewhere new, somewhere I can find myself. Oh, I feel so alive. As I reach out to the sky. I found my way. I was in the dark against it all, but made it through the day. Cause I found my way. In bad times, I know I'll be okay. Cause I found my way. Disaster. Don't know where we're gonna be after. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again. We're falling down, we faded. But I know that we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega. Like the waves pull you down underwater. We're fun until we hit the bottom. And we do it all again and again and again and again. Again and again and again and again. We're falling down, we faded. But I know that we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega. I know we can save it. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, yeah, we could work it out. Cause we're like Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, yeah, we could work it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Even if we go all out and break us down, I know we are Alpha and Omega. Whatever happens doesn't matter, I know we can sort it out. Alpha and Omega. Alpha and Omega.
So this video was filmed earlier in May, but the kids are out of school for the summer now. Do you have plans for the summer? We don't. I literally had none because I was working, but now that I will be home with them, I look forward to bringing them swimming and stuff like that. But we haven't been able to do anything yet because this is the first, we're less than a week in of me not working. So, right now I'm just trying to recuperate, I think, and get back on track because I had let so many things go while I was working, and my husband took a lot of my slack for, like, taking care of the kids, getting them on the bus, getting both his medicine in the morning and at night, and just everything that I'm normally home for. And so I'm very thankful for that, but I'm just trying to get back into a routine. I didn't really have a routine, but I would like to get into one. My floors were atrocious. That bag on the counter, that is green onions that we had got from my daddy's garden, and me and the kids cut them and stuck them in the freezer. And then Bo was like, I want to plant these. And well, here we are 2 or 3 weeks later, I don't even know. And that bag of green onions is still sitting on my counter. They're growing in the bag, so whatever. Uh, but anyway, I'm just trying to get the house in order. It might take me a few days still. But then I do look forward to getting the kids out, going swimming, splash pad, whatever. Our local library does have some reading things going on this summer. We also traded our small camper for one with a slide out and bunk beds. So hopefully soon we'll be able to make some camping trips that we don't have to start folding down the table and laying down the couch for the kids to sleep. When we bought our little camper, we knew we wanted one with a slide and bunks. That way we didn't have to convert any of the living space into beds. But that's just what we ended up buying. My dad sold us his camper, and it's in great shape and all the things, and we made it work because we like to camp. But we recently went on our first trip of the year camping, and we were just like, man, we really need a bigger camper. And so my dad had an extra camper because, well, he just didn't have good luck replacing. When he sold us his camper, he went out to buy a bigger one, and he just didn't have great luck. And the first camper he bought, it had some issues, and so he went out and bought another camper. So he had an extra camper, and I was like, I would be willing to even trade back, but then I guess that's not an even trade, but I would be willing to trade the camper back to him, and then the difference, that we still owe, because he paid more for that camper than what we paid him for this camper, if he could make payments, if he would take payments. And my dad was like, well, I'll do one better. I'll just even trade you. I don't want anything extra. And so we jumped on that. And so we now have the bigger camper that, like I said, it has one slide out, and it has the bedroom in the front, which our other camper had the bedroom in the back, which is where I prefer it, but that's okay. It also has, in the slide, it has the dinette and the sofa, which both of those make beds, but we don't have to do that because we also have bunk beds in the back for Aubrey and Bo. So we're looking forward to going camping with this nicer camper. What plans do you have for this summer? Here I am realizing that I'm going to have to take this back down because the way that my hooks are, the shower curtain itself has to go first, and then the liner goes up behind it. And so I had to take it back down, and this was really hurting my shoulders. What? Nothing. What are you doing? He didn't do nothing. Why are you saying don't be mad at me?
They're old enough to touch.
So?
Because their eyes are open. They were in. Dude, he said, I've never seen. I was like, they are old enough, being that their eyes are open, but I think they need some water because she was like, look how sweet. Hold it and give it back to me. Too many people touch them at once, then that's when they don't take care of them.
Oh my goodness.
But there's that one, there's the orange one.
There's a white.
There's a whitish one with like gray. But she was like, so I think I should get a little bowl and put it in the boat with them for some water.
Okay.
But yeah, so Bo, being that their eyes are open, they are old enough to touch, but I wouldn't touch them entirely too much.
No, right.
She's looking for a kitten.
Yeah, she's trying to get away from my cats.
Otherwise, she can have one. She got a kitten from somebody, and the lady didn't tell her that they were sick.
Well, you know,
And died.
sick. They had somebody giving away 7 little cats yesterday on Facebook.
She brought it home or whatever. Came to work, went home, and the cat was. Let me see. I'm gonna tell you what it is. That is a little girl.
I want to see what mine is.
Oh, she just did the little click sound weird.
Mine's the orange one. Guess what I named it?
This one's mine.
Guess what I named the orange one? Garfield.
I wonder who their daddy is because
I do.
they don't look like Tico.
Yeah, I know.
Look, her ears are too like. Okay, I'm sorry, honey bun. But yeah, this one's mine. Her name's gonna be Midnight.
And mine is...
Remember that cat in Jennings I had named Midnight?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Farmer.
Who?
Robert.
Let me tell you this, let me tell you right now, your exquisite kiss still burning. Didn't know I missed this passion in life. Now I'm addicted somehow. Let me tell you what is up with your smile? It's impossible, not melting, irresistible. When I look through your eyes, not even sky's the limit. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm with you, I go higher. You lift me up, now I can see so much farther. You're not rising. You're not rising. I'm a butterfly who has only begun, taking me a while to get it. Had to live and cry to appreciate life, and what you give is worth it. When so close. I want further in under your skin. Wanna leave a mark so that I can be sure that you remember what's been. I used to be satisfied, stayed over the surface. Now I just can't get enough. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm with you, I go higher. You lift me up, now I can see so much farther. You're not rising. You're not rising. And let me tell you what I found. Leaving everything behind, knowing there is more in life that I want. Now I wanna embrace life, you and I side by side, knowing there is more in life that I want. You make me feel good like no other. I just want everyone to see what I've discovered. And when I'm with you, I go higher. You lift me up, now I can see so much farther. You're not rising. You're not rising.
My exes and me, we don't talk anymore. If we did, I think it would get pretty ugly. They made me believe love's an open door in the beginning, then they shut it pretty quickly. I thought we were good, at times even great, but apparently I was just one big mistake. My exes and me, we don't talk anymore. If we did, I think it would get pretty ugly. I'm just a victim and not the evil villain, so I'm sorry, not sorry that everyone that crosses my way is gonna feel the same pain that I felt. Love ain't what it seems, it's dark and cold and mean. When you're with me, you and me, you and me. I'ma show you bad, yeah, I'ma show you bad. When you're with me, you and me, you and me. I'll never be blamed, my exes made me this way. This love ain't what it seems, it's dark and cold.
Well, y'all, that's going to be the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I plan to start putting out one video a week again, at least. I want to spend more time focusing on quality over quantity. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're new here, leave a thumbs up if you liked the video and consider subscribing. And I just want to say, check out this Bissell Crosswave Pet Pro, I believe. My daughter gave it to my other daughter, and I've been using it until she needs it. Look how nasty, y'all. Bye.